What do you think about Apple or Mac versus Android? Actually, this would be Apple versus Android.
Well, to be honest, I don't have a particular preference because my cell phone is Android, it's a Samsung, and my laptop is an Apple. So I also had an iPhone 5 a few years ago. So I'm quite used to Apple's functioning system as well as Android. I think the main advantage that comes with having an Apple or iOS operative system is related to security because Apple's operative system is really, really hard to hack. But for example, Windows or Androids, they have the advantage that you can download really good apps without paying too much. So that's something that certainly helps.
Okay. Now, Maria, since you have had both of the operating systems, tell me which one for you is more secure for the class, in your words?
Apple, because of how close, because of the nature of its operative system, because it requires a little bit more or verification.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. All right, guys, what do you think? Yes.
Well, in my case, I preferred Android because, well, almost 5 years ago, I had an iPhone, and I know it's really easy. The platform is really I don't know how to say about it, but the functions are really basic, really easy. But it's really a kind of flow, well, the point is, if you want to configure something, you only could do little things that are really specific. But in an Android, you can choose or configure some things using the requirements from the cell phone, using apps, or using some kinds of programs. So I prefer Android because this kind of options, but it's really known that Android it's not so safety as Apple is. So in that case, I prefer Android because I know the best antivirus is not the problem that you have that you have installed in your cell phone. It's it's the what is the name? It's to be really conscious about the things that you are surfing by the internet and the things that you are installing in the cell phones. That's the best antivirus.
Okay, good advice. Thank you so much. So you like Android more because you have more customizing options, right?
That's it.
For customization. Okay, understand. But also you said that maybe Android is not as secure as Apple.
Yes, it is, especially in the App Store.
Understand. Okay, thank you so much. Both great participation. Someone else before we move on?
I would like to say that Android is more popular than Apple because of the price, because Android is cheaper than Apple or Mac devices. And I believe that that is one of the reasons why most of us, we prefer going for Android, and because as the classmate says, we can customize more Android.
Okay, very nice. Thank you, Brian. So you talked about prices, about money, and we want to refer as affordable, right? So Android is more affordable than Apple, correct? I suppose, as you said.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so
Apple is overpricing.
it's overpriced. Okay. Well, but I understand, and I'm not well versed when it comes to these two things because I have always used Android, and this is something that you can use as well. Well versed. What that means is in Spanish that will be like that I don't have enough knowledge, so I'm not well versed. Well versed without the not, without the negative, that means that you have knowledge, deep knowledge about something. I'm well versed in grammar. Okay, you can say that. I'm well versed in mathematics or about computers, about technology. Okay, and how do you call, or what's the adjective that you use with someone that is well versed in technology? How do you call them? Tech savvy. Are you a tech savvy? That means that you know a lot about technology. Tech savvy. I'm not a tech savvy. I couldn't tell you. Oh, my brother is tech savvy. He can help you. All right. So those are vocabulary because Brian said, "Hey, I want to learn new vocabulary." Okay, in this class. So I'm bringing more vocabulary for you today. Okay. Did you take notes already, guys? Yes? Okay, perfect. That is a good practice, guys, to take notes. Because has it happened to you that you said, okay, I'm going to change my bank account password. Okay, I will remember. Next week, you don't remember and you didn't take notes. Okay, that has happened to me a lot. Okay, so let's move on, guys, and thank you for your participations. And we are going to move on to the first unit of Intermediate 2. I need someone who can help me read this, please.
Me.
Okay, let's go.
Welcome to Unit 1, Lifestyle Changes, Objectives. Participants will be able to describe and to compare positive and negative houses and apartments features. Participants will be able to describe wishes.
Perfect. Those are the two main objectives of unit number 1. And thank you, Miguel. Have you ever moved, guys? Okay. What comes to your mind when we say lifestyle changes? Getting a new job, maybe?
Changing habits in your life. It can go from changing your job to moving to another place to even starting a new habit or ending old habits.
Okay, yeah, or starting a relationship or getting married. Okay, that is a lifestyle change. And thank you, Maria. All right, so this is what we are going to learn. But specifically, we want to describe or compare positive and negative houses and apartment features. So we are going to start with this. If you see here, we have some pictures referring to the topic. And let's see what we have for today. Okay, we are going to use the chat feature, guys. The chat here in Zoom, okay? we are going to go from number 1 to number 9. So number 1, write in the chat an adjective to describe picture number 1. In the chat, write an adjective to describe picture number 1. Clean. Okay. Thank you, guys. Bright. Okay, very good. Spacious. Okay, luxurious. Well organized. Guys, if you don't use these adjectives, please take notes of them, okay? Take notes of these adjectives. Well organized. Okay, sounds great. Perfect. So for number 1, you have done an excellent job. We can describe this with all those adjectives. Nice. Let's move on to number 2. Write an adjective to describe number 2. Peaceful, dark, comfortable, quiet, dark again, okay. Excellent. In the next slide, we are going to see what were the adjectives. So, very good. In the 2 of them, you have mentioned soft, okay, you have mentioned the correct, as all of them are correct, but there is one that describes the room. All right, so the next one, number 3, let's see. Number 3. Stressful, noisy, cloudy, noisy, okay. Yeah, noisy. Uncomfortable, for sure. We are missing maybe annoying. Unusual. Oh, well, that sounds good. Unusual. Unusual, very good. Annoying as well. Okay, so a lot of vocabulary. Thank you. Number 4. What about number 4? This one, it's a special one. Okay, number 4, guys. Small. Okay. Peaceful. Love it. Tiny. Thank you. Only 3 for this one. Narrow. Okay. Guys, we are going to learn a nice adjective for this. Narrow. Okay, so those are the ones that you shared. You didn't mention the one that you are going to learn today. Tidy. Thank you, Marvin. Tidy. That is a cool one. Okay, let's move on to number 5. Please help me with number 5. Let's see what you have in your mind for number 5. Silence. Silent. Glamorous. Okay, glamorous. Sunny. Peaceful, quiet. Perfect, quiet. Hey guys, what is the adjective? Silent or silent? Educational? All right, because yeah, usually you are required to be quiet or in silent and in the room. Hushed, okay? Silent, yes, silent is the adjective. Silence is the noun. Okay, we are going to learn if you sunshine, perfect. But sunshine is a noun. But good, yes, it's a good noun. Nice. Number 6. Outdoor, perfect. Outdoor. Guys, take notes if you don't know those adjectives. Please take notes. And number 6 is a picture of my house. Private, perfect. Locked, good. No, it's not my house, guys. My house is really small. Okay, expensive. Yeah, expensive. Big, outdoor, outside of a closed. Wow, that is a good definition, Maria. Security, okay? Or secure, safe. Thank you, Albert. Exclusive, secure, safe, okay? Luxurious. Yeah, protected, nice. Okay, you already mentioned the one that I brought to you. And clean, that is a clean neighborhood. Perfect. Let's move on to 7. Number 7, residential, good. A private neighborhood, 7. Unique, prototype would be. Okay, that's a prototype. What else? Covered, protected, isolated, okay, isolated as well. All right, guys, we have learned like eco-friendly actually. Yeah, modern. All right, we are learning a lot of vocabulary, guys. Good job. Perfect. And we are going to move on to number 8. Sustainable. Exactly, sustainable. Take notes of the adjectives, people. Number 8. Number 8. Luxury. But that is like, oh, that's not a church, actually. That is like a living room. Clean Gothic, okay. Clean Gothic. White. White is a color, but an adjective as well. Spacious. Spiritual. Yeah, that seems, I mean, that it's like a church. Creative. Roomy. Roomy, perfect. Neat. I love those two as well. Shining, organized, with D, organized. Perfect. Great job, guys. All of them are applicable, so good job. Let's move on to the last one, number 9. Luxury, luxurious, okay? Futuristic, eccentric, geometric, like cubic, expensive, yes. That is like Cristiano Ronaldo's house, right? How much would that cost? Square, like cubic, right? Cubic. That's a cubic style house. Cubic, exactly. Transparent, ideal. What about elegant? I think colors are elegant. Crystal, perfect. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for participation. For participating. Glassy, perfect. Guys, aesthetic, okay. What's the meaning of aesthetic, guys? Can you define that? Because I don't understand that. Who is well versed in this? in fashion? Mhm.
Estético in Spanish. I think so.
Okay, that's the Spanish, aesthetico. Aesthetic, the style chosen for designing something by choosing specific colors, forms, and textures. Wow, why are you so good in this, Maria? You always have great definitions. Perfect. Thank you, guys. So that was a top tier brainstorm, guys. You are amazing. Thank you so much for that. And save the chat if you want, copy by hand if you want, and let's move on. Perfect. Let's move on and let's see. For the ones that didn't come to class today, we have here some vocabulary. The first one, bright. Okay, but you mentioned some other ones that were also applicable. Bright, dark, noisy. And look at this one. How do you pronounce this one, guys? This is an adjective, but it's pronounced as a past participle
Prompt,
with T, exactly, cramped. And what is the meaning of that?
narrow, like a very, like space that you feel so small, so tight that you feel movement is very limited.
Limited, okay, thank you.
Maybe compact.
Compact, that's another one. For cars, we use compact, and for houses, cramped. What would be the Spanish, guys? To keep it simple.
Angosto,
Angosto,
estrecho,
estrecho, okay. And if you see, everything is close, right? So yes, you have just a small space or area. So you have to be a good designer to make everything fit in that limited space. Perfect. Okay. Quiet. Quiet. Be quiet. Private. Private. Do you live in a private neighborhood? Right? Private neighborhood. Safe. Safe. Spacious. And modern. Modern. So guys, this is the vocabulary that we are going to learn and that we are going to use for this class. Do you have a question? Or so far so good? Okay, so what we will do right now before we move on, it's that you're going to mention some new vocabulary that you have learned today. So Brian, tell me a new word, something that you have learned in this class.
I learned tech savvy when you're an expert at technology. Something is affordable when it's, for example, something that you can get um, with the money, something that is cheaper, let's say it that way. Uh, you also said outdoor. I learned that in well organized too.
Good, perfect. So a very productive class for you so far. So let's listen then to Daniel. Daniel Murillo.
Yeah, aesthetic,
Okay, aesthetic.
well versed, glassy, mm, cramped.
Perfect. Thank you, Daniel. And let's finally listen to Alfredo. Murillo.
Uh, are the well burst that is used when you know a lot of things about one topic, and also I and learn the tech savvy. That is when you know a lot of things about the technology.
Perfect. Thank you.
Um, that's it.
Thank you. So I like it, guys. Thank you so much. And the pronunciation will be tech savvy. I know savvy is like more natural, but in this case, it's savvy. Believe me. Okay. Very nice. We are going to continue learning, guys. And now we have the topic for today. That was the vocabulary part. Now we are going to talk about evaluation. What is evaluation? What grammar topic is this? Maybe this is the first time you heard about this. So evaluation, guys. We are going to use some phrases, fixed phrases, some or certain collocations to talk about evaluations in English. What is that? First, this is what we are going to use for evaluation. Too much and too many. What's the difference between too much and too many?
Too much is used for objects that can't be counted as 1, 2, 3. For example, too much water, too much money, or when it comes to abstract ideas, for example, describing feelings, too much love, too much anger, so on. Too many is for objects that can be counted in different numbers. For example, too many rooms, because you can say 1 room, 2 rooms, 3 rooms, or too many, I don't know, shoes, for example.
Perfect, because you can count them as you said, 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Okay, guys, so that is. Thank you so much, Maria. And also, so we use too much for uncountable nouns, abstract ideas like, oh, too much stress for me. I don't want to attend class today. Perfect. A lot. A lot. So when we want to express that there are many or there is too much, a lot can be used. What is the difference? That here you can use a lot for countable and uncountable nouns. A lot of water, a lot of houses. So you can use a lot of for countable and uncountable nouns. It's easier. So that's why we use a lot, a lot. Good job. So two plus an adjective. Two plus an adjective. This is another structure that we can use. Too boring. Too, what else?
Too heavy.
Too heavy.
Too bright.
Too bright. Perfect. But guys, too good. Does it sound good?
Yeah, so good it was is the correct form.
Why? What is the difference between so good and too good? Example, oh, the dinner was too good.
To be honest, I think it depends on the context. Because, for example, when you say too good to be true, it sounds correct. But when you say the dinner or diner was too good, I'm not sure if it's incorrect, but it sounds weird. I mean, the best way to say is the diner was so good, I want more of that, for example.
Okay. Who else wanted to participate?
To me, too means something excessive, and it might be negative at the same time.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much. We are going to find out, but you have a great idea about this. Too plus an adjective. And enough, that means that you have enough. Not excessive, but not lacking either. All right, and we have another adjective, guys. I love this because I hate this. Dingy. What is dingy?
What's the
Dingy,
meaning of dingy, dark and dirty?
dark and dirty. Okay, that dark and dirty. That is dingy. Can you?
So, for example, an abandoned house, an abandoned warehouse, or an abandoned building.
Exactly. Dark and dirty. Or maybe imagine if your room is disorganized. Okay, you have some clothes here, you haven't mopped the floor in ages, so maybe that will be a dingy place as well. Yes, Daniel?
I have a question regarding to the pronunciation of that word. It's dinky or dingy?
It's like dingy.
Okay.
Thank you. A dingy place is a place with not enough light and depressive. Not enough. We can use enough in the negative form. Not enough light. So a dark place. Perfect. Guys, do you have any further question here? No questions? Okay, so this slide, we are going to go over it here quickly. He's too weak to lift the dumbbell. Jerry is too smart for Tom. Homer is too lazy to study. And here you have other adjectives that we can use. As Miguel said, guys, this is something that may be a negative thing. A negative. There is a sort of difficulty related to too, like too weak, right? That is negative. That is something that can create a hassle, all right? So, yes, so now the different from he is very smart and he is too smart is that he is too smart is negative for Tom, all right? And he is very smart. This is just a stage, sentence, a normal sentence. And here we have, we are going to read only the examples, not all of this. Now we know that two brings a negative idea to your brain. So look at this, for example. So let's see here. Can you please help me read, Carla, this example?
And the first,
Yes, this one.
okay, his glasses are too big for him.
Exactly, it's something negative. They are too big for him. Okay, and here we have other examples. Too cold. Better to shop online. Too cold. More than what I would like to. And here, guys, we have two other adjectives that we will learn. Tight. What is tight when it comes to clothes? Tight.
Apretado.
Tight, okay? Tight. And baggy is the opposite. Baggy, okay? Baggy. Perfect. So those are the two terms that we are going to learn. Here you have too baggy. Perfect. So let's move on, guys, and see here. Let's start with Daniel. Please complete this with an adjective. His shoes are?
His shoes are too big.
Perfect. Thank you so much. The next one, Albert.
The trousers are too tiny.
Or too
Short.
too short. Perfect. Nelson, the next one.
His shirt is hot.
Is too hot,
Is too hot.
or what else can we use here?
His shirt is too tight.
Too tight. Okay, that is correct also. Perfect, thank you. What about this one?
Those shoes are to wear.
All right, too weird or too funny, right? Too funny.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Rare. Yeah, they are rare. For me, they are rare. Thank you. What about this one?
Her jacket is too baggy.
It's too baggy. Now you know, tight and baggy. Perfect. And what about this one? Colorful? Maybe. His jacket and trousers are too colorful. Maybe. But if you see, in all of them, you may see that they are negative. Right? It has a negative connotation. Perfect. So now this is just for you guys, uncountable and countable nouns. Remember, we are going to use there is, or we are going to use too many with countable nouns and too much with uncountable nouns. Here you have some examples, and so you can learn a little bit more vocabulary. And now we are missing just enough or not enough. We are going to use this with a noun. Perfect. So here we have, can you give me an example with this picture?
Clock.
Not
An
enough time.
example?
Too late to say no to you.
Too late?
To say no to you.
Okay, too late to say no to you. Okay, that's good. Perfect, thank you. So we are using too late. Hey, I have not enough time. I don't have time. Well, not enough time, or we still have enough time. So enough plus a noun, time. What about this? What comes to your mind?
We don't have, we have not enough gas.
Perfect. Not enough gasoline or not enough gas. You can use we don't have as well. Yep, no problem. We don't have enough gas. How do you say? Quickly, guys, naturally. No tenemos suficiente gasolina para llegar a la gasolinera. In English, quickly.
We don't have enough fuel or diesel to get to the gas station.
Excellent. Very good to get to the gas station. Perfect. Another one with this one, guys.
You must drink enough water every day.
Perfect. With this.
I have not enough money.
To buy a car, a new car. Perfect. Next one.
There's enough food for everyone.
Perfect. Thank you so much, guys. So you are rocking. Let's move on to this. Please, this is a translation time. Accurately translate this to English.
My room has many rooms as yours.
One more time, please.
My house has many rooms like yours.
Perfect. Right. This is what we are going to learn. Thank you, Brian. To accurately say that in English, but your try was also good. One more participation before we move on.
Me, my house has as many rooms as yours.
A lot.
Perfect.
A lot.
Perfect. Thank you, Miguel.
A lot.
Good job. We are going to learn how to say this. Miguel, you were right. Perfect. And also Brian. Okay, comparison. So we are learning about evaluation and comparison. For evaluation, we use all the vocabulary and the structures that we learned. And now we have comparison. And for comparisons, we are going to use as plus adjective plus as, just as adjectives, as plus as, and then as, many, much, plus noun, plus as. Those are the structures that we will use for comparison. And as Miguel said, Miguel, can you repeat what you just said?
Yeah, no problem. My house has as many rooms as yours.
Perfect. As many rooms as yours. So this is the structure that we are using. As many rooms is a noun in plural, plus as, and then a complement. Thank you. With any of this, which is almost the same, any of this. Examples. Negative or positive?
Sorry, teacher, what was your question?
Give me examples for these two, or for any of them. To compare two things. My room, my house, and your house. Now?
You are heavy as my mother.
You are as heavy as my mother. All right, so we are using this. As, adjective, as, heavy. It's an adjective. Good job. They are equal.
Yeah.
Okay, another one. You can use it in the negative form as well. Not as.
She's just as creative as her brother.
Perfect. Just as creative as her brother. Good job. Perfect. All right. So guys, do you have any question here? How to use it? Are you using it in your daily speech right now? Or this is something that you will start using from today? My invitation, guys, is start using it in your daily speech starting today and try to do some sentences after the class tomorrow so you can use it as more, I don't know, maybe something like not naturally at the beginning, but you have to think quick, okay? So let me see the chat here. I don't have as much money as my father. Neither do I. Perfect. So guys, let's keep going, and we still have some things. This is some example. This is an example, guys, that we can use. I am as tall as my father. Okay? You can use these two pictures for an example as well. Cristiano Ronaldo is as good as Messi. All right? What about age? Can you compare the age of them? Messi no es tan viejo como Cristiano Ronaldo. Say that in English. Let's see the chat. Okay, Messi is just as young as Cristiano Ronaldo. Okay. Messi is about the same age as Cristiano Ronaldo. Perfect. Messi is not as old as Cristiano Ronaldo. So Messi is younger. Is not as old as CR7. Thank you. Very good. This is the same thing, guys. And here we have some explanation for the ones that hasn't attended class today. And this is basically the class. You will learn more and you will have more practice about this in the platform. Unit 1, remember. And for tomorrow, guys, we have let me go here. We have a homework. Okay, let me tell you about the homework. And I will show you an example of what you will do for tomorrow. We will have some time to review this homework tomorrow. I don't know why I closed this. Okay, let me show you this paragraph. This is what you have to do tomorrow. This will be the first writing activity that we will do in the course. And this is just an example. Use the vocabulary that we have learned today and the structures to talk about either your actual room, your current room, or compare your current room with your previous room, house as well. So my room is not too big. Actually, it is cramped. However, there's enough space for all my stuffs. It is quite dark, but it is bright enough to have some cactuses and read a book without artificial light during the day. My room is my private space in the house, and that is why I feel so comfortable in it. So my room is just as spacious as I need, and cozy enough to be my favorite place in the house. All right, this is what you have to do for tomorrow. You can use comparison and also evaluation structures.
Do we have to send you or written homework on WhatsApp, or do we read what we have written here in the class?
I will give you the chance, guys, to send it to me, okay? Send it to me and I will present it because I think that will be faster. So send it to me. I will have all of them ready. Not too much information, but enough information to put in practice. Maybe not all the vocabulary, but most of the vocabulary that you
Do
have
we
learned.
send it over WhatsApp?
Yes, please. Yes, send it on WhatsApp. I will share with you this example in the WhatsApp group so you can have an idea. And yes, tomorrow we are going to have a reading activity before we start with tomorrow's class. So yes, that is what we will do tomorrow. Do you have any question?
Yes. Do we have to share the paragraph that we are going to create in the group, or we can send it to you privately?
In this case, you can share this in the group because no one else is going to take your paragraph, your piece of writing. So you can send it in the group and I will download it from that group.
As a message or as a document?
It could be as a screenshot, as a picture. That will be, I think it's going to be easier for me to download and to bring it for tomorrow's class. Great questions. Perfect. So with that being said, guys, I hope you send the homework so you can have the opportunity to read them tomorrow in the class. And remember to practice everything that we have learned today and try to accommodate it in your daily speech. With that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the class. I hope you learned vocabulary and structures to accurately say some things in English that there are no other ways to say them. So I hope you put that in practice and hope to see you tomorrow.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Good night.
Good night, guys.